was a little mountain girl who woke up with a song. Morning climbed the mountainside and slipped beneath the door, across a room that didn't have a lot worth counting for. Hand-me-downs and homemade things, a Bible worn and old. Winter found the window panes but couldn't touch her soul. There wasn't much upon the table, there wasn't much to spare, but somebody was always singing and music filled the air. And somewhere in those smoky hills, before the world could see, a little voice was learning what a little voice could be. There was a light in the Tennessee hills, burning where nobody knew, small as a candle against the night, strong enough to shine it through. No silver, no diamonds, no big city windowsills, just a girl and a song and a light in the Tennessee hills. She learned a song could carry what the hands could never hold. A memory could become a verse, and sorrow could turn gold. She sang about the things she knew, the family and the rain, the funny things that made them laugh, the things that left a pain. She didn't need a grand piano, a velvet curtain call, just a melody worth keeping and enough heart to tell it all. The mountains never promised her the world would know her name. They only gave her stories and a little spark of flame. There was a light in the Tennessee hills, burning where nobody knew, small as a candle against the night, strong enough to shine it through. No silver, no diamonds, no big city windowsills, just a girl and a song and a light in the Tennessee hills. Then one day beyond the mountains, a highway called her on, toward a town of painted signs, where dreamers brought their songs. She carried more than luggage, more than anyone could see. Every porch and every prayer, every branch of every tree. And though the road would dress her up in rhinestones bright as stars, the mountains traveled with her, no matter where you are. Some people leave their childhood and never turn around. Some spend their whole lives searching for the place where they were found. But she took those hills beside her, every story, every scar, and showed a little mountain girl could reach beyond the stars. And the world would come to know her, but the mountains knew her first. There was a light in the Tennessee hills, and finally the whole world knew never lost the little girl from the Tennessee hills. There is a light in the Tennessee hills, still shining through the blue, in every dreamer with a song who's scared it won't come true. And long after the curtain falls and everything grows still, there'll always be a song somewhere, and a light in the Tennessee hills. Before the highway knew her name, before the lights came on, there was a little mountain girl who woke up with a song. Some things look like nothing till you know where they have been, and sometimes what the world throws out is where a story begins. There were pieces on the table, things somebody couldn't use, little scraps of yesterday in every shade and hue. Nothing matched the way it should, nothing came brand new, but careful hands could always find a little more to do. A thread pulled through a memory, a needle through a seam, and something poor in someone's eyes could still be rich with dreams. Because worth was never measured by a label or a name, and the things that look so different could keep you warm the same. It was a coat made out of everything, a little joy, a little pain, Sunday prayers and supper tables, mountain sun and mountain rain. Every tear became a button, every hope became a string, and she wrapped herself in stories in a coat made out of everything. There were voices in the kitchen, there were footsteps on the floor, there were too many dreams for one small house, and always room for more. There were winners when the money couldn't stretch another mile, but somebody told a funny tale and everybody smiled. There were lessons learned from having less that money couldn't teach, and dreams that seemed a million miles were never out of reach. For a child can own so little and somehow still have more than someone with a mansion who's forgotten what it's for. It was a coat made out of everything, a little joy, a little pain, Sunday prayers and supper tables, mountain sun and mountain rain. Every tear became a button, every hope became a string, and she wrapped herself in stories in a coat made out of everything. Years would bring the shining dresses, sequins catching every light, stages glowing underneath her, cities burning through the night, closets filled with things that glittered, jewels sparkling on her hands. But underneath the brightest costume was a girl who'd understand that riches aren't the things you wear or everything you own. They're knowing every road you take still somehow leads you home. So take the days that hurt you, take the days that made you strong, take the people who believed in you before the crowds came along. Take the laughter and the heartache, take the places you have been, take every broken piece of life and stitch it back again. Because maybe we're all wearing more than anybody sees, 1,000 little memories held together at the seams. She wore a coat made out of everything, every joy and every pain, childhood prayers and crowded rooms, mountain sun and mountain rain. Every loss became a lesson, every dream became a wing, and she carried all those stories in a coat made out of everything. Yes, a coat made out of everything, all the places she had known, all the people who had shaped her, every road that led her home. And beneath the lights and rhinestones, beneath the diamonds and the rings, there was still that mountain girl in a coat made out of everything. So save the little pieces that the world might throw away. You never know what they'll become when they're stitched with yesterday. A little joy, a little pain, a little bit of everything. She came down out of Tennessee with a suitcase and guitar, a pocket full of melodies and dreams bigger than the car. The city had 1,000 doors and twice as many signs. Everybody had some good advice on how to fall in line. Sing it this way, wear it that way, maybe tone it down. She smiled like she'd been listening, then did it her own way anyhow. They saw the hair, they saw the clothes, they thought they knew the game. She came to change her address, Nashville tried to change her name, but she was the girl Nashville couldn't change. Too much mountain in her veins, too many stories in her heart, too much sunshine after rain. They could polish up the records, put her picture in a frame, but underneath the light she stayed the girl had songs nobody else could write, and knew exactly what they'd mean. She could smile and call you darling. She could laugh and play along. But don't mistake a gentle voice for somebody without strong. She knew the business, knew her worth, and learned to play the game. The town could put her name in lights, but couldn't tell her who became. She was a girl Nashville couldn't change. Too much mountain in her veins, too many stories in her heart, too much sunshine after rain. They could polish up the records, put her picture in a frame, but underneath the rhinestones stay the girl Nashville couldn't change. Then came bigger rooms and brighter lights, and roads beyond that town. Movie stages, radio, and crowds from all around. Country met the wider world, and somehow she belonged, because she never traded who she was to fit inside a song. The very things they might have told her were a little bit too much, became the things that everybody recognized with just one look. Big hair, keep it. Rhinestones, keep 'em. Mountain accent, definitely keep it. That laugh, you couldn't stop it if you tried. She was the girl Nashville couldn't change. Too much mountain in her veins, too many stories in her heart, too much sunshine after rain. They could put her on the silver screen, put gold beside her name, but underneath the light she stayed the girl Nashville couldn't change. Because knowing who you are is worth more than being known, and sometimes getting somewhere means remembering where you're from. You can cross 1,000 highways, you can hear a million praise, but fame can't take your roots away unless you give them away. And she never did. No, she never did. She was a girl Nashville couldn't change. With those mountains in her veins, she took the stories of her people and made the whole world know their names. She could sparkle like a chandelier and still walk through mountain rain. The whole world learned to know her, but the girl remained the same. She was the girl Nashville couldn't change, and Nashville changed because she came. She brought a little Tennessee and left it running through its veins. So turn the lights up one more time, let every rhinestone blaze. Here's to the girl who changed the town, that never could change her ways. She came down from the mountains with a suitcase and guitar. Nashville gave her neon lights, but Tennessee gave her the stars. But Tennessee gave her the stars. There's a mirror lined with little lights that dress across the chair, 1,000 tiny diamonds waiting patiently to wear. There's powder on the tabletop, a guitar against the wall, and somewhere past that dressing room you can hear the people call. She knows exactly what they'll see the moment she walks through. The hair, the heels, the sparkling dress, but that was never all they knew. You can cover every inch in gold, shine brighter than the stars, but rhinestones don't hide the heart. Rhinestones don't hide the heart, they only catch the light. They can't disguise the tears you cried when nobody was in sight. A painted smile can still be true, a laugh can carry scars. You can sparkle like the heavens. Rhinestones don't hide the heart. She'd laugh before you laughed at her. She knew the joke by then, and somehow make you feel as though you'd always been her friend. She could turn a room with one good line, then turn around and write something that could find the lonely in the middle of the night. Some saw only what she wore, some never looked that far, but rhinestones don't hide the heart. Rhinestones don't hide the heart, they only catch the light. They can't disguise the road you've walked or every hill you've climbed. A painted smile can still be true, and glamour isn't a guard. You can sparkle like the heavens. Rhinestones don't hide the heart. Behind the jokes were memories of winters growing cold, of crowded rooms and mountain roads and stories never told. Behind the famous silhouette was someone who still knew what being short on everything can make a family do. So when she had enough to give, she didn't close the door. She remembered little children who were starting out with less, because sometimes those who come from little understand what little means, and sometimes someone else's hope is worth more than your dreams. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe there was no disguise. Maybe all that glitter was exactly what it seemed. A woman who decided there was nothing wrong with dreams. You can pray and you can laugh, you can be serious and strange. You can come from almost nothing without being ashamed. You can make yourself enormous without forgetting who you are. And rhinestones don't hide the heart. Rhinestones don't hide They never could pretend. And not the mountain girl who started out, not the woman at the end. So leave those dressing room lights burning, leave the guitar where you are, because all those beautiful rhinestones never hit that beautiful heart. Turn down the stage lights, one by one. But leave one shining for the heart. Some people wait for words to come when everything is through. They search for something beautiful to say when someone leaves the room. But she had spent a lifetime finding words for letting go, turning things we couldn't say into things the whole world knows. She understood a goodbye doesn't always come from hate. Sometimes loving someone deeply means knowing when to walk away. And long before the final curtain, long before the final night, she had already found the words for leaving something right. She wrote her own goodbye long before we knew we'd need it. Put a farewell in a melody and somehow made us feel it. Not a door slammed in anger, not a bitter last reply, just gratitude and letting go. She wrote her own goodbye. She wrote about the lonely, she wrote about the strong. She knew a broken heart could live much longer than a song. She could find the smallest feeling hiding underneath the pain. Give it rhythm, give it language, make you wanna hear again. And somewhere with a pencil and a quiet afternoon, she could turn an ordinary truth into something bigger than the room. Maybe that's what writers leave us, not instructions how to grieve, but words that wait for years and years until the day we need. She wrote her own goodbye long before we knew we'd need it. Put a farewell in a melody and somehow made us feel it. Not a door slammed in anger, not a bitter last reply, just gratitude and letting go. She wrote her own Another voice has found her words and carried them afar, across the lines of country music, past every kind of chart. Different rooms and different generations heard that writer's truth, and millions who had piece of themselves there too. That's the strange and sacred bargain every songwriter understands. Once you give the world your story, it no longer stays inside your hands. Someday every stage goes dark. Someday every road runs home. Someday even the loudest room leaves one microphone alone. But a song doesn't know the difference between yesterday and now. It waits inside somebody's memory until they need it somehow. And maybe that's why writers never completely disappear. They leave little pieces of themselves for strangers they will never hear. A verse for someone's heartache, a line for someone's prayer, a song for someone standing where they once were, standing there. So when the world must finally say the words we never wanted to, she left behind 1,000 songs to help us make it through. She wrote her own goodbye long before we knew we'd need it. Put her heart between the lines and trusted us to read it. Through the laughter, through the heartache, through every mountain sky, she taught us how to hold on and how to say goodbye. She wrote her own goodbye, but goodbye can't end a song, not when somebody somewhere still remembers and sings along. So let the final curtain fall, let the last stage light go dark. The woman may have left the room, but she left us with her heart. So put the pencil down now. You've written quite enough. You gave the world your stories. You gave the world your songs. And when we couldn't find the words, you always seemed to know, even for goodbye. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Coffee's hot, the morning's not. My shoes are by the door. There's traffic backed around the block like yesterday before. Boss man's got a brand new tie and something new to say about how everybody needs to give a little more today. Well, I got news for management, and honey, here's the deal. A company can print a fancy sign, but workers make it real. So punch that clock, straighten up, put another dollar down. But don't forget the people who keep turning this thing around. We're working 9 to forever, keeping everything together through the Monday morning madness and the stormy kind of weather. You can count can't measure. The hands that keep the whole world moving, 9 to forever. There's a woman at the counter who's been standing there since 8. There's a driver on the interstate who's running 2 hours late. There's a nurse beneath fluorescent lights, a waitress on her feet, a mother working overtime with 3 more mouths to feed. There's somebody cleaning offices when everybody's gone, and someone opening up the doors before the break of dawn. They may never make the headlines, never see their names in lights, but every morning there they are, keeping everything upright. They're working 9 to forever, keeping everything together through the Monday morning madness and the stormy kind of weather. You can count the houses and count the change, but there's something you can't measure. The hands that keep the whole world moving, 9 to forever. Then along came one bright mountain girl with laughter in her eyes, who knew that sometimes telling truth works better with a smile. She could walk on to a movie screen, make everybody grin, then turn around and sing a song that let the workers in. She understood the little guy the woman overlooked, and proved you can make people laugh while making people look. Now, I'm not telling anybody how to run the company. I'm just saying it gets awfully quiet around here when all the workers go home. Think about it. We're working 9 to forever, keeping everything together, making something out of nothing, and somehow making better. You can own the walls and own the desk, but there's something you can't measure. The people are the reason anything works forever. Clock says go, clock says stay, clock says lunch is half away, clock says hurry, clock says run. Funny how the clock never gets anything done, does it? Does it? So here's to every working hand, every dream behind a door, everybody giving everything and somehow giving more. Here's to finding something funny when the day is gone insane, and anyone who ever learned to dance a little through the strain. We're working 9 to forever, keeping everything together through the sunshine and the hard times, through every kind of weather. You can count the hours, count the years, count every earthly treasure, but you can't count all the lives you've touched when what you gave lasts forever. 9 to forever, 9 to forever. Keep that whole world turning forever. Give them something worth remembering forever. And when that quitting whistle blows, make sure you've still got somewhere else to go. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep. Oh, no, you don't. Beep, beep. I'm off the clock. I'm off the clock. never needed spotlights, never asked to share the stage, never needed strangers turning every private page. While the highways carried her away to somewhere new each night, he seemed content to leave the crowds to those who love the lights. Some people chase attention, some would rather be unknown. And while the whole world watched her, there was a man who stayed home. Not every part of someone's story needs a photograph to prove. Sometimes what survives the longest is what nobody gets to view. He was the man who stayed home when the whole world called her name, while a million people knew her face and waited when she came. She belonged to countless stages, but some things were theirs alone. Beyond the lights and microphones was the man who stayed home. Imagine all those passing years, the airports and the miles, the movie sets and curtain calls, the interviews and smiles. One life lived before the cameras, one kept mostly out of view. Yet somehow two completely different roads kept finding their way through. There must have been 1,000 times the circus came and went, and somewhere far away from it was ordinary content. Because fame can fill an arena, put your name on walls of stone, but there are things applause can't give you when you finally make it home. He was the man who stayed home when the whole world called her name, while a million people knew her face and waited when she came. She belonged to countless stages, but some things were theirs alone. Beyond the lights and microphones was the man who stayed home. The years became the decades, and the decades told their tale, not through magazine confessions or a photograph for sale. There are promises made quietly that never need a crowd, and sometimes keeping something private says enough without saying it loud. The world knew almost everything they thought it had to know, but they kept one room behind the curtain where the cameras couldn't go. Maybe that's a kind of wisdom, knowing what you shouldn't share, knowing something can be precious without proving it was there. When everybody wants a piece of someone everybody knows, maybe love is sometimes simply being where the spotlight doesn't go. Then one day he went ahead of her, down a road she'd never walked, beyond the ringing telephones, beyond the crowds and talk. Nearly 60 years of footsteps had traveled side by side, until one road reached the horizon a little before the other's time. And suddenly quiet man was quieter than before. The one who'd waited somewhere home had gone through another door. He was the man who stayed home while the whole world called her name, never needing any spotlights to become part of her flame. Some stories aren't for strangers, some belong behind closed doors, and maybe that's why something private can mean so very much more. He was the man who stayed home until the day he traveled on, and somewhere past the porch light, maybe home was waiting all along. Here's to the man who stayed home, to the life we barely knew, to all the quiet years behind, the things the whole world viewed. No need to make a legend out of things that weren't our own. Just tip your hat respectfully to the man who stayed home. Not every story needs an audience. Some only need two people. There's a little box beside the door, a name written across, for someone barely tall enough to reach the mailbox top. No fancy toys waiting there, no batteries or bands, just pages bound together, put a book in their hands. Open up the cover, watch the little room disappear. Suddenly there's somewhere else that wasn't anywhere near. There are oceans past the window, there are castles in the sand, and the whole wide world gets bigger, put a book in their hands. You don't know where that child will go, you don't know who they'll be, but give them words and give them time, and give their mind a key. Put a book in their hands, put a doorway in their wall, give them somewhere they can travel when their world still feels so small. Give them questions, give them wonder, give them dreams they understand. If you want to change tomorrow, put a book in their hands. There was once a mountain daughter who remembered having less, who understood that being poor should never mean you dream less. She remembered where she started, and she made a simple plan. Sent a story to a child, put a book in their hands. Not for cameras, not for headlines, not to hear the people cheer, just a package every so often that says something's waiting here. And somewhere there's a little one who may not understand that somebody they've never met put a future in their hands. Put a book in their hands. Put a doorway in their wall. Give them somewhere they can travel when their world still feels so small. Give them questions, give them wonder, give them dreams they understand. If you want to change tomorrow, put a book in their hands. One child becomes 1,000, then 1,000 becomes more, and boxes keep arriving at another family's door. Different towns and different countries, different mountains, different lands, but the same small hands are reaching for the stories that they have. Maybe one becomes a teacher, maybe one will build a plane, maybe one will write the story that another child will claim. Maybe one will find an answer nobody yet understands, because somebody once decided to put a book in their hands. You can build yourself a monument and carve your name in stone, but stone can't teach a child to dream when they are all alone. You can leave behind your fortune, you can leave behind your land, or you can leave a million little doors in a million little hands. And every time a page turns, something quietly begins. A child discovers somewhere new and discovers something within. Put a book in their hands. Put a universe inside. Give them somewhere they can wander. Give their dreams a place to fly. Give them heroes, give them questions, give them worlds they never planned. If you want to change tomorrow, put a book in their hands. Put a book in their hands. Let the smallest dream begin, because you never know what future might be waiting there within. And long after songs stop playing, there'll be children making plans, because a mountain girl remembered to put a book in their hands. A little box, a little book, a little door somewhere, and suddenly the whole world is there. Can we read another one? Of course. Of course. They put the records in their sections, put the labels on the wall, decided where a singer fit before they sang it all. Country goes in country, rock belongs somewhere alone, but every now and then somebody comes who doesn't fit for long. She brought the mountains with her, never left those roots behind. But a good song doesn't ask you what kind of music you like, because truth doesn't need a category, and heartache doesn't care. When somebody sings what you've been feeling, you recognize it there. She was more than a country song, though country was her home. More than one guitar and 3 good chords, more than where she come from. From mountain roads to movie screens, the whole world sang along, because a heart that tells the truth is more than a country song. There were people wearing cowboy boots and people who own none, grandmothers who'd known every word and kids who'd just begun. There were rock and roll believers who swore country wasn't theirs, until a certain mountain voice somehow found them unaware. There were movie crowds and concert halls, front porches, radios, and people separated by 1,000 things who somehow knew those songs. And maybe music said its strongest when the walls begin to fall, and somebody you've never met sounds like they've known you all along. She was more than a country song, though country was her home. More than one guitar and 3 good chords, more than where she'd come from. From mountain roads to movie screens, the whole world sang along, because a heart that tells the truth is more than a country song. She could stand beside a bluegrass band, then walk on to a screen, turn around and cross another line they said was in between. She could sing about the working world, about wanting leaving home, and somehow something deeply personal could feel like everyone's own. That's the trick nobody teaches, that's the thing you cannot buy. Write something true enough and watch the boundaries disappear. Country? Absolutely. But only country? Honey, that's an awfully small box. She was more than a country song, though country was her home. She took those Tennessee beginnings everywhere she'd go, across the charts and generations. Every boundary came undone, because the whole world found a little piece of itself inside her songs. Music doesn't know your age, music doesn't know your town. It doesn't ask what clothes you wear or which side you're standing on. It only needs a doorway, a melody, a line, and suddenly somebody else's story sounds exactly like your life. So let the fiddle play with the guitar, let the organ join the band, let the mountains meet the city, let the whole thing expand. There was room enough for everybody, that's what made the music strong. She was more than a country song, though country stayed her home. From a Tennessee front porch to everywhere those records roam. Through country, pop and bluegrass, through the movies and beyond. The label never mattered when the people sang along. She was more than a country song, more than glitter, more than fame, more than any little category they could put beside her name. She was laughter, she was heartache, she was where so many belong. A Tennessee storyteller who became more than a country song. coming up next. Morning finds the mountain like it always did before. Sunlight touches Tennessee and families reach the door. Someone tunes a fiddle, someone sweeps the stage, someone checks the little train and turns another page. The gates will open right on time. The music still sounds good, but there's an empty chair today somewhere at Dollywood. Children run toward everything. Their parents try to stay. Somebody buys a photograph, someone laughs the day away. A whistle rolls across the hills, a band begins to play, and everything she wanted here keeps happening today. Maybe that's the hardest thing about something built this good. The world keeps turning past an empty chair at Dollywood. Because the rides don't know we're grieving, and the mountains haven't changed. The flowers bloom, the people come, and someone calls her name. There's an empty chair at Dollywood, but the music hasn't stopped. There's laughter rolling through the hills and children at the shops. There's a song inside the theater, there's smoke above the wood. There's everything she dreamed about, and an empty chair at Dollywood. Maybe somewhere backstage there's a dressing room tonight, a mirror waiting quietly beneath those little lights. Maybe someone passes by it and for half a second swears they almost heard that famous laugh still echoing somewhere. Not because a ghost is walking, not because the dead remain, but memory can fill a room before you know it came. And places keep the fingerprints of those who understood how to build a little happiness like she did at Dollywood. There's an empty chair at Dollywood, but the music hasn't stopped. There's laughter rolling through the hills and children at the shops. There's a song inside the theater, there's smoke above the wood. There's everything she dreamed about, and an empty chair at Dollywood. She could have built a monument with marble gates and stone, something cold and beautiful to prove how far she'd gone. Instead, she helped build somewhere where families could come, where mountain music had a stage, working people won. A place that gave her neighbors jobs, a place where children smiled, a place where grown-ups sometimes got to feel again like children for a while. So maybe every happy face says more than marble could, and maybe that's the reason for the chair at Dollywood. Don't close the gates, don't stop the train, don't turn the music down, don't let goodbye become the day the laughter leaves this town. Keep playing every fiddle, keep opening every door, keep giving people reasons to come back here once more. Because nobody builds a place like this, so everything will end. You build it hoping something good will keep going when you can't. So leave that chair there quietly, don't fill it just because you could. Some empty places tell a story, and that one always should. There's an empty chair at Dollywood, but listen to that sound. 1,000 different kinds of joy still rolling all around. The mountain hasn't lost its song, the dream is standing good, and every child who's laughing there still carries something she understood. There's an empty chair at Dollywood, and maybe there should be a little place among the crowds for gratitude and memory. So let the gates swing open, let tomorrow come as it would. The best way to remember her is keep the joy in Dollywood. The gates are open, the music's playing, everybody's here. Almost everybody. Almost everybody. If heaven has a doorway, maybe nobody arrives with all the things they gather through their complicated lives. No trophies in your suitcase, no headlines underneath, no cameras waiting by the gate, no crowds along the street. Maybe everything we thought we owned gets left somewhere behind, and all that's really traveling is what we gave in time. So picture one small figure walking somewhere toward the light. No sparkling stage beneath her feet, no dressing room that night, no rhinestones on her shoulders, no gold upon the wall, no record plaques or photographs, no earthly things at all. Not even that old guitar that traveled all those roads, just something no one had to carry, something everybody knows. And someone at the doorway asked, "What did you bring along?" She smiles the way a writer might, just the songs. Maybe heaven needed a songwriter, maybe that's just how we dream. When someone leaves leaves this world behind and crosses what we cannot see. Maybe somewhere past the questions, past everything we got wrong, there's a little room that's waiting for somebody with a song. Maybe there's no need for heartache where the broken finally mend. No lonely nights to write about, no lovers reaching ends. Maybe songs are something different where there's nothing left to fear. Maybe music isn't asking to make sorrow disappear. Maybe praise becomes the melody and gratitude the rhyme, and every word we struggled for makes perfect sense in time. Maybe heaven needed a songwriter, maybe that's just how we dream. When someone leaves these mountain roads for somewhere we have never seen, we don't pretend to know the answers, we just hope we're not all wrong. And somewhere beyond goodbye, there's still a place for songs. And maybe someone waited there who'd gone ahead before, a quiet man who never cared for cameras at the door. No audience around them, no photographers in sight, no interviews, no microphones, just two souls beyond the lights. We cannot know that happened, we cannot say it's so, but sometimes faith is trusting there's more than what we know. Maybe every song she ever wrote was practice for a prayer. Maybe every kindness given sent a little something there. Maybe every child who opened up a book she'd helped provide sent another little thank you to wherever hope resides. Maybe all the mountain stories, all the laughter, all the tears were little pieces of a life that grew richer through the years. And when she finally reached the place no highway sign can show, maybe somebody smiled and said, we've been expecting you, you know. Maybe heaven needed a songwriter, so tonight we'll dream it so, with a pencil made of starlight and a page as white as snow. Let the angels keep the rhythm, let eternity sing along, and give that Tennessee mountain girl forever for her songs. Maybe heaven needed a songwriter, maybe heaven knew her name long before the world discovered her, long before the fortune and the fame. And if there's music past this life, then somewhere beyond the dawn, there's a mountain girl still writing just the song. No rhinestones, no spotlight, no curtain call, just the song. And maybe that's enough. Morning climbs the mountainside like mornings always do, touches every weathered roof and turns the darkness blue. There's an old road through the valley, there's a church upon the hill, and though one voice has gone away, the music lingers still. Somewhere someone lifts a guitar, someone finds a song, and somewhere in those Tennessee hills, the light is still turned on. The light is still in the hills, still shining through the rain, still living in a melody when somebody sings again, still blowing in the windows, still stronger than goodbye, still sparkling like the rhinestones underneath a Tennessee sky. The singer may have left us, but the music lingers still. The light is still in the hills. There's a code made out of memories some child will understand. There's another little cardboard box and a book in little hands. There's a worker in the morning who needs a reason just to smile. There's someone driving home tonight who'll play her songs a while. There's a theater full of laughter, there's a train beyond the trees, there's an empty chair reminding us what someone's dream can be, and every little piece remains, still living, growing still. The light is still in the hills. The light is still in the hills, still shining through the rain, still living in a melody when somebody sings again, still glowing in the windows, still stronger than goodbye, still sparkling like the rhinestones underneath a Tennessee sky. The singer may have left us, but the music lingers still. The light is still in the hills. Somewhere there's a little girl who doesn't have too much. Maybe someone's old guitar is the only dream she trusts. Maybe she thinks nobody will ever hear her song. Maybe where she comes from makes her think she'll never quite belong. Then she hears about a mountain girl who dreamed beyond those hills, and suddenly impossible doesn't feel impossible still. One little light ignites another, one dream becomes a song, and what began in Tennessee keeps traveling on and on. The records remain, the stories remain, the laughter remains, the mountains remain, the children keep reading, the dreamers keep dreaming, the stages keep opening, the music keeps playing. That's not an ending, that's a legacy. The light is still in the hills, still shining through the rain, still ringing through the mountains every time we sing again, still glowing in the stories, still stronger than goodbye, still sparkling is still in the hills. Before the highway knew her name, before the lights came on, there was a little mountain girl who woke up with a song. And somewhere tonight, another little girl will. Some lights don't go out when the singer goes home. The singer went home, but the light stayed on.